Let's take you back to our breaking news story this hour. The Hawks have made a breakthrough arrest following the recent spate of cash-in-transit robberies. Suspected heist kingpin, 39-year-old Wellington Bibi Cenenda, was apprehended in Bloemfontein last night. He and his alleged gangs are said to be linked to over 20 heists across Gauteng, Limpopo, the Northwest and Mpumalanga. He'll be back in court on the 20th of August alongside other accomplices. Hawks spokesperson Brigadier Hangwani Mulaudzi joins us now on the line. Good evening, Brigadier. Where exactly did you find him?
Good evening, Kathy. Well, it was a collaborative effort by the law enforcement agencies. Of course, the South African Police Service. We found the suspect in Bloemfontein last night. Crime intelligence led operation led us to his capture. And then he was then transported to Pretoria. Immediately, we then dispatched him to Mpumalanga, where he had a warrant of arrest for a 2016 case where he and other members of his syndicate were involved in a shooting with police. 3 of his accomplices were shot and killed during that time. Unfortunately, we lost 1 member in an accident. We are of the view that we are breaking the backbone of this CIT syndicate, more especially those most wanted suspects within the country. And I think the collaborative effort, the good work that we are working together with the crime intelligence, the police, is yielding good results.
And of course, one of the difficulties with the investigations, Brigadier Mulaudzi, is that often some of those that you arrest are not the actual kingpins, but they seem to be, the men on the ground who implement what somebody else above them is planning. How confident are you this time that you certainly do have the ringleader?
Well, there's a lot of, I think it was about 2-3 weeks ago where we publicized his face or his picture in the media as one of those that we are looking for. So we wouldn't just go to that extent without having enough information within our list in terms of what we're looking for. So there are cases, of course, that we are going to link him to. It's just a process now that we are working on in terms of making sure that we collate everything, and when we are ready, we will be able to share it with the public. But critically is the fact that we are of the view that there is a serious need in this country to deal with serious crime. And that is one of the reasons why you see all these collaborative efforts from the Hawks, from the SAPS, from crime intelligence, to make sure that we work together. We mustn't work in isolation in terms of making sure that all those wanted suspects that we know of are brought to book. Yes, he is one of those people that we wanted. And you are right to say that as and when we arrest, we need to make sure that we do a proper due diligence in terms of other suspects. There are others, of course, that can be used, once off as part and parcel of this cash in transit, whom we have arrested. They are still languishing in jail, most of them. And I think what is critical for now is that we should make sure that every time when we arrest, we oppose bail.
And in terms of accomplices, I see here that on the 20th of August, he'll be appearing in the Delmas court. So speak to us about those that he's worked with in the past, and were you able to arrest anyone else alongside him yesterday?
Well, in terms of the 2016 case, we arrested 12 suspects. Like I said, 3 of those unfortunately perished. The 9, some of them are out on bail. There are other 4, including a police officer, that have been sentenced for other cases, similar cases, and they will be joining him on this one that took place in 2016. So you can see that we mean business when it comes to issues of dealing with or dealing with serious criminals within our midst. Yesterday's operation, yes, there were other people that were arrested with him, but they could not be linked to anything, so they have to be released. The person that we're looking for was this gentleman, and he is now behind bars.
And I'm wondering also, Brigadier Mulaudzi, how much of this arrest being effected had anything to do with tip-offs from the public, given the fact that obviously his picture had been put out there as a wanted criminal. Do you find that communities respond to that call by officials to get involved and report whatever crime they may know about?
Of course. I think the minister as well is playing a very big role in that instance, that he is rallying people to work behind the police in terms of giving us information. And we have seen it, like, for instance, with the big drug Mandrake bus that we had in Harding in KZN. It was, of course, a tip-off from the police, from the community, and then we had to work out of what we have received. And we have closed, and it's not one, it's the biggest drug manufacturing laboratory in the country. With this case, I can proudly say that this is a work of crime intelligence. They have been working around the clock looking for this man, and they made us proud by making sure that they are able to track him. And with the assistance of the law enforcement or the TRT in Bloemfontein, they were able to arrest him.